धर्षितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. I salute the preceptor who enabled me to have the vision of the Lord, who pervades all the moving and non-moving entities and also surrounds all of the universe. अज्ञानतिमिरातस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. I salute the preceptor who opened my eyes, which were blinded by the dark veil of ignorance, with the dart of wisdom. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai I salute the preceptor who is himself the divine trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, and who is verily the supreme Godhead. Tvameva Mata Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Sayi Deva. Swami, you are my mother and father. You are my relative and friend. You are my learning and wealth. O Supreme Lord, you alone are everything to me.
Respected elders, beloved brothers and sisters, Sai Ram. By the infinite grace, love, and compassion of Bhagwan Baba, we are here today for this satsang on the most auspicious day, Guru Purnima. What is the need for a guru? Dear brothers and sisters, even for swimming, we need a swimming teacher. For driving, we need a driving teacher. For us to cook, we need to look at recipe books. We need to learn from people who have done it. For even when we go to work for the first time, there'll be always people who are more experienced to help us, to tutor us, to make us understand the intricacies of work. In everything in our life, there is always someone to teach us, to train us. Otherwise, we would not have learned so much, or we would not have gained a competency. A spiritual guru is one more step, a step ahead, a step more. Why? Because a spiritual guru is not just conferring competency. A spiritual guru is able to enable us to move beyond the physical realms of our existence, our mental emotions, our intellectual understanding, but connect to us, to our spiritual being. This is the fourth dimension that we have. If we continue to live in this world only confined to these three aspects, physical, mental, intellectual, our experiences will become very finite. This is the reason why when we become enchanted with the world and we will play with the toys and the games that the world has offered, we come to a point where we suddenly realize, is this all? Is this it? Is this experience sufficient? There will be something in us that is always yearning for a fulfillment. That's why Guru Purnima, the whole fulfillment, the complete experience, that experience is what we are trying to seek. So her guru helps us to achieve this fulfillment, this totality of our existence. And we can only understand and realize this if it's in our journey we start to realize that we are lost. It's only when we are lost that we start to look for the guide. If we think that we know everything and we think that we are on the right path and the right journey and this is what our experiences are, then the relevance of the teacher will not be useful. Even in mountain trekking, you will find that someone must be there to guide us. Someone must be there to take us through the slippery slopes. In the same way, there is this spiritual guru who is helping us, to guiding us, to mold us so that we can understand the complexities of the mind, because that literally is what that makes us or breaks us, and help us to transcend the mind and reach the spiritual realm of our existence where we can experience more bliss and peace and quiet.
Sai Ram Bhakti.
Sai Ram.
Can you tell me what a Chinna Katha is?
Yes, it's a small story which makes bhakti grow.
Perfect. So, let us begin the Chinna Katha for today. It's about a man who left his home and went to the forest. He went so deep and he heard the roar of a tiger.
How do you know it was a tiger? It can also be a lion.
Yes, you are right. It could have been a lion also. But then, from the bushes, an actual tiger sprang out and it began to chase this man. This man turned around and began to run. He ran and ran, trying to save himself from this tiger.
But the tiger can run faster than the man. It will easily catch him.
Yes, the man also knew this. He found a tall tree and he began to climb it up. He started climbing very fast. The tiger almost reached him and with its claw it hit at him. He just escaped and went above.
Abba, now he is safe.
No, that is what the man also thought. At that very moment, he heard a growl. And he looked up and what did he see? There was a big brown bear getting ready to eat. The man now has to escape the tiger and the bear. The man held on to two creepers which were hanging from the branch and began to slide down. He slid down exactly to the midway point between the top and the bottom, between the tiger and the bear.
At least he is safe now.
That is what he thought. But when he looked up, another new problem.
Oh, What happened now?
He was shocked to find two rats, one white rat and one black rat, each one sitting on one of the creepers. And they were nibbling away at the creeper, gnawing away at it.
Oh God, now in some time he will fall down and the tiger will eat him.
Yes, that is the danger he is facing. But in the middle of all this, the man also noticed that in the branch above him, there was a beehive filled with honey. It was filled with so much honey that the honey was dripping from that honeycomb. And this man thought, let me taste that honey. So while hanging from the vines, he began to put his tongue out, trying to reach that honey drop and have a taste of that sweetness.
Ayyo, he's in danger and he wants to eat honey. Very foolish.
But what else can he do, Bhakti?
He should think of a way of saving himself.
Yes, but how?
He should call out to Swami for help.
Wow, that's a wonderful idea. In fact, I think the man heard you, Bhakti, because at that very time, he began to call out for help. He began to call out to Swami. And at that time, Swami came rushing to his help in the form of a hunter. He chased away the bear, he chased away the tiger, and he helped the man get down. He took him safely back to his home. Did you enjoy this Chinnakatha?
Yes.
What did you learn from it?
I learned that when anybody is in danger, they should just call out to Swami and he'll come and help.
That's wonderful. Swami tells us that we have all come from God and to God we have to return. God is the source and the destination. It is only when we are at home with God that we are peaceful, happy, and joyous. What does man do? Man tries to search for peace, happiness, and joy in the world, which is a forest. And as soon as he enters this forest, he is chased by fear, the tiger of fear. And in trying to escape the fear, he climbs up a tree only to find lot of worries waiting up. As he rises higher in life, the worries increase. Stuck between the fears of the future and the worries from the past, he slides down trying to balance in between these two. But then he is not peaceful and his time is running out. Because the two rats, white and black, day and night, are eating away at his time. Stuck in this scenario, instead of trying to escape, he tries to lick a few drops of honey, a few drops of sweetness, tries to fulfill a few desires in order to make his life joyous. Even a child knows that in such a situation, what you should do is call out for help. When he decides to do that, when he calls out to God, God comes rushing, rescues him from fear and worry, and saves him, giving him true ananda and peace. Hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Today, we offer our love and gratitude to Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, our guru, our teacher. But who is Baba in reality? As Swami told me repeatedly in my interviews not to only think that he was within me. He asked me to also remember you are in God. God is infinite. As Swami's reality is vaster than we can conceive. There's an analogy from the Yoga Vasishta that gives us some idea of the staggering scale of Swami's reality. It says that all of the millions of universes appear and disappear in a single beam of God's light, like particles of dust floating in a thin sunbeam shining through a window. And this means that not only is Swami that sunbeam in which all the millions of universes appear, he is also the vast divine sun beyond it, and all of the measureless beams of light streaming out from it to infinity in every direction. That is the glory of who our Swami is. He's granted all of us the great blessing of being his devotees, to know of him, to have faith in him, to have devotion to him, to call him our Guru and to receive his teachings. All of these are gifts of his grace.
ఒక్కొక్క సబ్జెక్ట్ ఒక్కొక్క గురువుగా ఉంటాడు.
Each subject has got one guru.
కాలేజీలో కూడా పోతే
In college,
మీరు విచారణ చేసినప్పుడు
If you
ఫిజిక్స్
find
ఒక
out-
సబ్జెక్ట్ కు ఒక గురువు,
you have one.
ఫిజిక్స్ టీచర్ అంటారు,
You find one guru to teach you
కెమిస్ట్రీ
physics.
టీచర్ అంటారు,
You call him
మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ టీచర్ అంటారు,
You call him
లాంగ్వేజ్
mathematics
టీచర్
teacher.
అంటాడు,
You call him language teacher,
బోటనీ
mathematics
టీచర్
teacher.
అంటారు. అనగా ఒక్కొక్క సబ్జెక్ట్ ఒక్కొక్క టీచర్ గా ఉంటాడు.
Each subject has got its own teacher.
అదే విధంగానే
Likewise,
కొన్ని నామములకంతా కూడాను ఒక టీచర్ గా ఉంటాడు.
so for each subject there is a teacher.
ఈ భౌతికమైనటువంటి యొక్క ఆధ్యాత్మిక మార్గమునకు కొన్ని ఉపదేశం చేసేటువంటి వారు ఒక ఆధ్యాత్మిక గురువు.
In spiritual path, the spiritual teaching is given
కానీ
by
ఇతని
spiritual
మీరు
teacher.
గురువులు అని చెప్పకూడదు.
You cannot call them gurus.
గురువు అనగా దీని యొక్క అంతరార్థం ఏమిటి?
What is the inner significance
గు,
of guru?
రు.
Guru.
రుకారో అంధకారస్య, రుకారో తన్నివారణ. అజ్ఞానం అనేటువంటి అంధకారాన్ని నివారణ గావించేటువంటి వాడే గురువు.
Guru is the one who dispels the darkness of ignorance.
ఇంతే కాదు, దీనికి మరొక అర్థం కూడా ఉంటుందా?
There's another connotation.
గుకారో అనగా గుకారో గుణాతీత,
Gu, beyond attributes.
రుకారో రూపరహిత,
Ru, formless.
గుణాతీతుడు రూపరహితుడు ఒక్క బ్రహ్మనే.
The one without attributes, the one formless is
కనుకనే అతన్ని
Brahma.
మాత్రమే గురువు అన్నారు.
So God, Brahma is Guru.
కనుకనే అవతారం ఎవ్వరికి ఏ విధమైనటువంటి ఉపదేశములు చేయలేదు.
Therefore, avatars did not teach or upadesha to
ఎందుకంటే
anybody.
ఉపదేశం ఎందుకు?
Why? Why do you
మనం
need?
స్వదేశం నందే ఉన్నాను, ఉపదేశానికి ఎందుకు మనం పోవాలి?
When you are in Swadesha, in your own land, why do you need
నీవు
upadesha, the
బ్రహ్మయందే
teaching?
ఉంటున్నావు,
You are there within
నీవు
yourself.
ఆత్మయందే ఉంటున్నావు,
You are in
నీకు
spirit.
ఉపదేశం ఎందుకు ఇంకా?
Then why do you need this
ఈ
teaching?
సత్యాన్ని గుర్తించుకోలేనటువంటి వారే ఉపదేశాలు ఇస్తూ వస్తుంటారు.
Those that do not know this truth, they start teaching.
ఏ గురువులు ఇతరులకు ఉపదేశం చేస్తున్నారో వారికి తిరిగి ఒక గురువులు ఉంటారు.
A teacher who teaches others has got his own teacher in turn.
కనుక ఎట్టి గురువు లేనటువంటి వారే గురువు.
Therefore, the one without any guru above him is the true
కనుకనే
guru.
భగవంతుడే. అందువల్లనే గురుర్ బ్రహ్మ గురుర్ విష్ణు గురుదేవో మహేశ్వర గురు సాక్షాత్ పరబ్రహ్మ తస్మై శ్రీ గురవే నమః.
In the modern times, it is taught that Guru is Brahma, that Guru is Vishnu, that Guru is Ishvara.
కాదు
No.
ఈ గురువులంతా బ్రహ్మ విష్ణు మహేశ్వరులు కాదు.
These Gurus are not Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwaras.
కనుక ఎవరు గురువు అంటే బ్రహ్మనే గురువు, విష్ణువే గురువు, శివుడే గురువు.
Therefore, Brahma is Guru, Vishnu is Guru, Maheshwara
అనగా
is
ఎవరు?
Guru.
బ్రహ్మ విష్ణు మహేశ్వరులు అనగా త్రిగుణముల యొక్క స్వరూపాలు.
They represent the three attributes.
బ్రహ్మ రజోగుణము,
Brahma represents the rajas, emotion.
సాత్వికమైనటువంటి యొక్క దీన్నే విష్ణు స్వరూపము.
The pious sattvic nature is represented by
తమో గుణం
Vishnu.
యొక్క తత్వమే ఈశ్వరత్వము.
The tamas dullness is represented by
కాబట్టి
Ishvara.
ప్రపంచమంతా కూడాను త్రిగుణాతీతమైనటువంటి కాదు, త్రిగుణతో కూడినటువంటిది.
Therefore, the whole world
ప్రతి
is under the
మానవుని
influence of three
యందు త్రిగుణములు
attributes.
ఉంటున్నాయి.
They are present in every man.
కనుక బ్రహ్మ విష్ణు మహేశ్వరుని ఎవ్వరూ కంటితో చూచిన వారు లేరు.
No one has ever seen Brahma, Vishnu,
ప్రతి
Maheshwara.
హృదయం నందు కూడాను బ్రహ్మ విష్ణు మహేశ్వరులు త్రిగుణములతో ఉంటున్నారు.
Every heart has got this trinity, Brahma, Vishnu,
ఇంత
Maheshwara.
సులభమైన మార్గాన్ని మనం వదిలిపెట్టి
We give up such an easy path.
అనవసరమైన మార్గంలో మనం ప్రవేశించి
We proceed along the unnecessary
ఆపోహలకు
path.
గురి అయిపోయి అనుమానాలతో జీవితాన్ని వ్యర్థం చేసుకుంటున్నాం.
We are carried away by all sorts of imaginations and spoil our time and waste
మనకు
our
గురువు
life.
ఎవరు? నీకు నువ్వే గురువు.
Who is your guru? You yourself is the
మర్మ
guru.
మెరిగిన మరు నిమిషంలో మనసే వారికి గురుడండి అన్నారు.
When once you know the secret of life, your mind will be your teacher.
అంతకంటే మనకు గురువులు వేరు.
There's no other teacher beyond that, guru.
గురుదక్షిణ అంటే ఏమిటి?
What is an offering to a guru?
గురుదక్షిణ అనగా నేనే గురువు అనేటువంటి సత్యాన్ని గుర్తించడమే గురుదక్షిణ.
The true offering to a guru is to know yourself that you are a guru.
A spiritual guru is a boon, is the highest grace in our life. For us to have a guru in our life is the best blessing that we can ever get, because it means that we are going towards completion. It means that we are going towards fulfillment. However, we can have a guru as a prop. We can put Bhagwan in a photograph like this and just leave him in the house or leave him in a altar. And that means the teacher is there. The teacher is available to you, but are you available to the teacher? This comes to this most interesting point in which we must become available to the teacher. In order for us to become available to the teacher means we must be available to his program, to his entire plan of our development. And how do we do that? Bhagavan himself has created, through the organization, created centers, Sai centers, and encouraged us to develop, to evolve through the various programs. Even here, we will find after getting bored and after getting not getting the fulfillment that we require, we enter into the spiritual arena. Then we find that we go into seva, we do bhajans, we do study circles, and we keep on doing this. Then after some time, we will find ourselves asking this question, hey, is this enough? Is this sufficient? When we start asking this question, it is the Spirit is asking, which means to say this is the time when we should deepen our experience. We should keep on increasing our depth in which we should dive deeper and deeper to get, because if we remain in the shallow waters, the pearls are the deep end. We need to go to the deep end to get the pearls. So the teacher is enabling us, facilitating us a process so that we go to the deeper ends of the ocean in order for us to experience this.
When you're implicitly obeying the Guru's teachings, then you have no problems whatsoever. The moment we start doubting our Guru in the process of surrender is when the Guru becomes a very, very hard taskmaster. Speaking of taskmaster, I do recount a very tiny incident. It was Guru Purnima, and I had gone to Puttaparthi. It was 2004, if I remember very correctly. And I was working in Sri Satya Sai Vidya Niketan, Bagepalli, where Swami had asked me to go and teach in that particular school. And I was waiting on the national highway for the bus from Bangalore to go to Puttaparthi. And the previous day of Guru Purnima, we were all waiting, a bunch of teachers were waiting. I was completely convinced that there are no buses and buses are going to be full, so there's no use really going. So I decided to stay back and do my lesson plans. And I said, anyhow, if the bus comes, it's not going to stop. So I was on a plan not to go. Everyone else convinced me and said, no, we have to go seek the Guru's blessing. So I packed a bag and I stood on the highway with the rest of the teachers. So the first bus goes, doesn't stop. And I start recounting my words in my memory. The second bus goes, it doesn't stop. The third bus comes and it passes by like a lightning bolt speed. And I looked at all the teachers and I said, what did I tell you? You really don't listen. He's not going to stop the bus for us. He has better things to do. It was a comment that I made in a laughter, I was joking, teasing Bhagwan. And they said, well, we'll wait for the next bus. And as I'm standing there, in about 15 minutes, the same bus that has passed by, the third bus, turns around and it's backing in the school entrance and turning around and standing right in front of us. And I'm watching this. In the history of Indian public transportation, I have never seen buses that have literally gone by, come back. So I was completely shocked at this new development in the public transportation system. And now I was slightly guilty that I made that comment. I doubted Bhagwan's will. And so the bus, there were about few teachers, all of them got in, and I made sure I was the last one because I was completely guilty as charged. And I got into the bus and the driver did not engage with any of the other teachers who got in, but looked at me and he said, Sairam, madam, I went up to the checkpost, the Hindupur and Bagepalli checkpost. And I thought maybe all of you are waiting to go to Puttaparthi for Guru Purnima to get Swami's blessings. And so I turned the bus around. And I had tears in my eyes. And I learned the second lesson, never question the Guru. Very hard lesson, learned it well. So I went there and I was sitting in the Guru Purnima morning, the celebrations had started and I was sitting there and I was thinking, everybody is coming here. Thousands of devotees are here. In about 25 plus years, I've never asked Bhagwan to give me this, or give me that, give me a japamala, or give me a book, or give me a mantra. I've never asked for one. Why have I not taken any proactive steps to seek my Guru's guidance? I don't know what got into me. It was like a worm that got stuck in my head. And so this thought was just, pivoting round and round and round in my head. when it came to a point where I said, Swami, you have given japamalas to so many people. I've never asked you for anything. Why don't you give me one? Very fleeting thought. And Bhagwan walked by. In those days, Swami used to take the buggy and come sometimes. So when he came by, he gave me this glancing look and he just went. And I thought, oh, telepathic registration of my prayer. And Swami went ahead. Swami started giving the discourse. Out of the blue, in the middle of the discourse, Bhagwan said, so many people have come here every Guru Purnima and they keep asking me to give me mantra, give me this, give me that, give me a rosary and give me a japamala and so on and so forth. And he said, the Guru's words are the biggest blessings and you should not be seeking any physical objects. People especially ask for japamalas. And then he just went on a tangential discourse where he explained why there was no need for a japamala. He said, God has given you fingers, count 108 on it, and that is your japamala. But do not ask. Anapeksha is a very beautiful, another Sanskrit word in the Bhagavad Gita that Lord Krishna says, do not have any expectations from the Guru. So what I learned from Bhagwan is that Bhagwan is a no-nonsense avatar with whom we should have no expectations. We should never question his abilities. We should implicitly obey his command. Then he becomes our best friend. And in friendship, we have to remember that it is a two-way traffic. It is not a one-way traffic. When you start questioning and doubting your Guru, why he wants us to go through this path, then he becomes the hardest taskmaster.
I also asked Swami about how to concentrate during meditation. And Swami replied that we already have the concentration that we need for meditation. He said, we've already developed that concentration through learning everyday skills like walking, talking, and driving. We only lack the necessary intensity. Then he gave the secret to that intense concentration. He said, when love is there, concentration comes. But concentration on its own is hard. Do everything with love, and then it becomes very easy. And I asked, so what is real meditation, Swami? And Swami smiled at me and he said, concentration with love. Concentration with love is real meditation. When love is not there, there's no concentration. And one of the things that has always impressed me about Swami is his ability to provide simple and practical solutions to even the most complex spiritual problems. A difficulty concentrating during meditation is a problem that we've all encountered. And Swami's simple solution is to bring love into our meditation. And think about it. When we're in love with someone, all our concentration is on them. We have no problem thinking about them. Our love for them makes concentrating on them very, very easy. Likewise, when we fall in love with God, concentrating on Him also becomes very easy and very natural.
And I remember the words from the beginning, my life is my message. And every time I face those situations, I put myself in a situation to think what Swami would do if he's here, if he has to solve this. And this I'm trying to implement every time I'm facing these challenges. Of course, I'm not always succeeding, but as much as I practice, I'm becoming much better in implementing it. And this reminds me of a beautiful incident that happened last year. Young adults in Europe are organizing European Sai Young Adult Camp from 2017 in Greece, in a beautiful place called Cyprema. And this is opportunity for all of us to meet, to be together for a week, to discuss about the challenges, to spend 1 week in a very spiritual company, and to also live a spiritual life in a youthful manner. And every year we face some challenges. Every year we learn something new. And the last year was the first year after COVID, after 2 years of break, not having in-person camps. We organized a camp in person. And the title of the camp was Life is a Challenge, Meet It, Life is a Game, Play It. And as the title says, there were some challenges. But this year, we had a little bit more extensive challenge than usually. And that was the challenge that we had two young adults, brother and sister, who never heard about Swami, who applied for camp and arrived to Sai Prema, and we realized it as they arrived to Sai Prema. And Brother Ramin from Greece and myself, we were very worried. We didn't know what to do, how to manage this situation. Shall we change something in the program or keep it this way? Shall we tell young adults that we have someone who is not a devotee and who doesn't know anything about Swami? We had so many questions and so many worries. And at that moment, I remembered that Swami never puts us in front of the challenges we are not ready for. And at first, I felt like this is my biggest life exam. If I pass it, it will be good, but if I not pass it, it will be disaster. I was thinking that he was preparing us for this challenge for decades. And I was not feeling comfortable. But then we let go. We realized that we have to relax and to open our hearts. And he really then took care of everything. When we opened our hearts and let love go through our hearts to the hearts of young adults, everything was solved. And at the end of the camp, through my mind passed the words, those who I gave a lot, I expect a lot. And this helped me to understand that I was not the one who was doing anything. He was the director of the play. He created the play and he gave us the roles and we just had to play our roles. And I realized that he was leading us to this beautiful outcome in which we opened our hearts and the young adults opened their hearts and we exchanged the beautiful divine love between all of us.
In one of my interviews in 1989, he said that many people who came to him for guidance on the spiritual path were full of doubts, confusion, even depression. And then Swami gave a simple solution we can use anytime we're not sure if we're still following the path to him. He said, the spiritual path is a very easy path. A very easy path. Where there is love, there is the path. Where there is no love, it is not. This is an incredibly simple and yet powerful teaching, which I call Swami's spiritual compass. Because if we follow this one teaching from Swami, it will always point us to the spiritual path, the path of love that leads to him. In our interview in 1997, I had the opportunity to ask spiritual questions of Swami for about 15 minutes. Now, the first question was one I'd wanted to ask for many years, and Swami's answer is the secret to transforming our entire lives into an act of loving worship. It's also the essence of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is called Raja Vidya, the King of Knowledge, or the Royal Secret. I asked Swami, every day we see you always giving so much divine love. How can we develop that love? And Swami looked at me with an expression on his face that said, you already know this. And then he replied, you see, the love is there. Only now you're giving it to this, that, family, worldly things. It's going in many different directions and being wasted. And I asked, so what you mean, Swami, is that we should take all of that love that we direct to the world and direct it to Swami? And Swami smiled and clapped me on the shoulder. And he said, yes, then everything you do for God. Work is worship. Everything is God's work, so work becomes worship. Now, this doesn't mean that we should withdraw our love from those around us, only that we should direct our love to Sai, who is present as love in the hearts of everyone we meet. By offering all our thoughts, words, and deeds to him with love, they become an act of worship to him.
Sai, you are the ocean of love. Sai, you are my teacher and guide. I want to stay in your arms, learn the wonders of life. Sai, you are my heart and my soul. Sai, you are the love that I own. I want to sail on a ship, journey the oceans of love. Teach me your ways. I want to learn to do your service always. I want to learn to see your light in every soul. See the blossoms of your messages unfold. I want to be your messenger, oh my Lord. I want to be your devotee, my reward will be the blessings from your heart. I want to be a part of your ocean of love. Sai, you are the ocean of love. Sai, you are my teacher and guide. I want to stay in your arms, learn the wonders of life. Sai, you are my heart and my soul. Sai, you are the love that I own. I want to sail on a ship, journey the oceans of love. My life is not as complete without your loving grace that I need. My heart makes not a single sound without your light. My heart is longing to see what it is to be free, oh Sai, of my worldly desires. All I ask of you now, give me your darshan, give me your presence. I want to serve you till I reach your feet. Make me your hands and make me your heart. Give me the strength to be a part of your ocean of love. Sai, you are the ocean of love. Sai, you are my teacher and guide. I want to stay in your arms, learn the wonders of life. Sai, you are my heart and my soul. Sai, you are the love that I own. I want to sail on a ship, journey the oceans of love. I want to sail on a ship, journey the oceans of love. I want to sail on a ship, journey the oceans of love.
I realized just how simple practicing Swami's teachings can be. Be a good student, be a good son, be a good daughter, help everyone, never hurt anyone. These are things that are just as easy to follow. You don't really need to undergo an excruciating process or lots of hardships. It's really simple. And when you practice Swami's teachings, you obtain a lot of benefits. I was a kid that used to struggle with confidence. I always relied on external opinions and external approvals. So when I started practicing Swami's teachings, I realized that I started gaining a lot more confidence in myself. I realized that I had the knowledge and the ability within myself, and that I could achieve anything that I put my mind and effort into. I also understood that serving people has a huge benefit, not only to the people we serve, but also to ourselves. It's a huge way to accelerate our spiritual development. I consider myself a person that really likes to serve. I feel satisfied when I do. And with Swami, I've learned that helping other people, no matter how small it is, no matter how small any type of help can be, it can travel miles Miles, and it can generate a positive impact that will benefit the person you serve as well as you. I've also learned that when you practice Swami's teachings, he takes care of everything. You do his work, he will do your work. You know? So it takes just so little to obtain such huge benefits. You don't really have to break your back, break your neck. You can do simple actions that will generate a positive impact, and that will help you in your development.
In my first interview in 1988, a friend of mine, Elvie Bailey, had brought the manuscript for her book, Messages from My Dearest Friend Sai Baba, for Swami to bless. Elvie was seated at Swami's feet, and I was beside Swami. The Swami looked through the book, and he was very happy with it. He blessed it, and he signed the manuscript. And then Swami asked Elvie about the silver ring with his picture on it, which he'd materialized for her 4 years earlier. Elvie said, "Swami, the ring broke." And showing that he knew everything, Swami answered, "Yes, 2 years ago." Now, the ring had actually broken at the very moment Elvie's grandson had fallen off a cliff. Her grandson was saved, and instead the ring broke. So Elvie knew that it was Swami who had saved him. Elvie took the ring off, handed it to Swami, and said, "Swami, thank you for saving my grandson." And Swami just smiled and nodded as if to say, it was nothing. The Swami passed the ring around to all of us so that we could see it. While it was being passed around, he asked Elvie, "What do you want me to do?" Elvie said that she wanted him to repair it. But Swami told her that a new ring would be best for her. And then Swami held the ring in his hand and he blew on it 3 times. When he opened his hand, the silver ring had been transformed by his divine breath into a gold ring with a large diamond in it. And Swami put this ring on Elvie's finger and said to her, "Diamond, diamond." And then Swami pointed to the large diamond on the ring and said, "See, also, inside, sometimes Sai Baba is coming." And Elvie immediately looked to see if she could see Swami in the diamond, even though he was sitting right in front of her. Swami just laughed and said, "Not now, not now." And we all laughed too. But there's a deep significance to everything Swami says and does. Swami said that when we looked into that diamond, we would be able to see Sai Baba. And here's the deeper lesson for each of us. Swami said, Sai Baba stands for See Always Inside, Being, Awareness, Bliss, Atma. Now each of us is also a diamond of infinite value. And when we look within ourselves, we'll also see always inside that same Sai Baba.
It happened right before I was getting ready to defend my thesis. And I had given a presentation prior to that, which didn't go so well. And so I was berating myself over that underperformance. And even though my professor didn't seem to think much of it, I had managed to allow fear to envelope itself to a point where I was paralyzed. And one of these events, it so happened as I was headed towards my week prior to my dissertation, I was headed to work and I was commuting and communing with God at that time. And I was rudely cut off by a semi-trailer on a very busy expressway headed towards downtown Chicago. And alongside this particular semi-trailer was the words, "Fear is faith. Fear is useless, faith is priceless." And it was such a unique, wording, and it just seemed so opportune at this time that I was, sort of dumb shocked. And I decided to follow the truck, and the truck suddenly started to speed up, moved 3-4 lanes, and then took off on a exit ramp. And then it ended up going up the ramp and taking a right and disappeared. And I was equally shocked after that because that didn't make sense either. And soon I recognized that this was a God wink moment, perfectly curated for me to really, break away from my limiting thoughts about myself. The second thing that I remember happening was actually not too long ago, actually about 2 weeks ago, when I was asked to prepare this video for this particular endeavor, where I found myself questioning if this was the right time for me to be sharing, and what could I share, and did I even have anything of consequence, etc. And I was actually traveling at this point in time. And I remember while we were traveling, we had stopped along the way in a remote village to eat. And as we walked into this little hotel room and getting ready to get our seats, my eyes fell upon a little small board on top of the registrar guy's desk, and it said, "For what is there to fear, because I'm here." And I was shocked, because that to me was an immediate God wink for me to answer to the organizers that yes, I was ready to do this. And the next billboard that met me in the same hotel was "The power is within you." And I thought to myself that why did I even question this? And why did I even not say yes in the first place and have this many doubts? But, these are placed in those opportune moments to remind you just when you're slacking off, I suppose. One other incident that I remember very vividly was maybe about a couple of months ago, where I was traveling in Patagonia, and I had traveled in Buenos Aires, and I was hoping to meet Sai devotees, and it just quite didn't work out that way. And in the small villages and we were traversing through, I was also at the same time at a crossroads in life where I had to make a decision about a career-related event, and I needed to make the decision and give my answer by the end of that trip. And I just could not find an answer to that question, and I felt again I was very disconnected from Swami. And the fact that I did not see a Sai center in Buenos Aires was just perplexing to me. And we ended up in this little town of Villa de Angostura, and we were walking the streets, and our eyes fell upon this one little tiny shop called Illusions. And somehow I was, my friend who was, journeying with me decided to go into the shop. As we walked into the shop, there were all these little trinkets, and as we started to go in and into the shop, we started to see many idols of Lord Buddha. Then we saw a bunch of idols of Ganesha, and then Lord Shiva and Krishna. And I was very intrigued, because I was, maybe this is so fascinating that they have all these idols. As when I made my way towards the back of the shop, which is where the registry was, I saw this young lady there, and she was equally excited to see someone of an Indian origin, I suppose. And she asked quickly if I was Indian, and I said yes. And she asked in Spanish if, I asked in Spanish if she had been to India, and she said yes. And she asked me where I was from, and I went on to explain where I was from. And I asked her where in India had she been to, and immediately she said Puttaparthi. Now, one would expect people to say words like Delhi, Bombay, etc., but the last thing you would expect is Puttaparthi. My eyes and mouth just dropped. I said Sai Baba, and she said yes. And then she hurried back to her desk and showed me that she had a little picture of Swami in her little altar, along with Shirdi Baba's picture. And then she pulled out a book that she was reading, which was Satya Sai Speaks in Spanish. And to me, that was the most coolest thing that could have happened in that entire trip, because it again managed to give me some answers that I was looking for to make the decision that I needed to make. Another such fun event happened during the pandemic, when I was leading one of the efforts to our pandemic response for our organization. And it was getting to be, 6 months into the pandemic, and we were hitting a lot of walls in trying to serve our patient population with limited resources that we had. But our team was amazing, and we kept it going. But burnout was starting to happen, and we found ourselves, questioning a lot, and we were not getting much support that we needed. And in those moments, felt a bit desolate, a bit let down, etc. And in one of those days, we all sat down and decided to have a cup of tea. And as we were having this cup of tea, the cup that I received, or the tea bag that I received, as I was dipping it, I just was doing it very aimlessly, and suddenly my eyes fell on the tea bag, and on the tea bag was written these words, which was incredible. It said, "There is no one like you. There was no one like you. There will be no one like you." Imagine seeing that on a teacup, and imagine if, as you're sipping that tea and reading those words, that could be the ultimate aha moment that one could ever have. And it was one of those moments that I still can remember vividly, and was so eternally grateful to Swami to remind me that, he's got our back regardless of, even if he's not showing himself in a manner that you're used to. I think all these little moments remind us that, our Guru really came to reveal that you are you, meaning that the little you is the big you. And the Guru's role is really to sort of take us on that path, to show us the joys of discovering parts of ourselves that we've forgotten, to discover that we truly are divine, and that every step that we take is one step towards realizing a better version of ourselves, and truly recognizing that divinity and enjoying the process of discovering that divine principle.
We have to be available for the teacher's programs. We have to be available for the Guru's various plans that he has. In other words, we slowly, as time goes by, we slowly begin to surrender our ego and slowly realize that we are his instrument. This is the process in which we should utilize. For this to happen, Swami himself gave us this mantra. Swami said, duty without love is deplorable. So some of us are committed in the organization. Some of us may have taken our responsibilities, but some of us may have just been pushed into our jobs. And you'll find that after some time, we will see, we are doing it, or maybe we will hold on to these positions and post for these 2 terms, and then somehow pass it to the other persons. Somehow we are forced to do it. And this is the meaning of the word duty without love is deplorable. And this is the first level of our existence. But if we start thinking that this is our dharma, this is our duty, so love with duty is dharma. So then we start taking responsibilities, we start becoming accountable, and we just fulfill the terms of references, and we just continue acting and continue progressing, deploying whatever that we need to deploy. And this is the second level. This is dharma. 90% of the people will be remaining in the second level of our existence, second level of consciousness. However, the secret is for us to evolve, and on Guru Purnima Day, we should move to the third level. It is this third level that we will start earning, I think, few more brownie points. Because here, we are doing it because we are connected to the teacher. We feel for Bhagavan. We feel for Swami. We feel that, Swami, what is it that extra that I must do? What is it that I must now be committed to the mission? Even without you asking, I must do this for you, Bhagavan. So love without duty, without a sense of obligation, without a sense of being asked to do. We ourselves feel more and more wanting to do. This is what Swami said, love without duty is divinity. When we start doing certain things in our own way, when doing something extra, something nobler, something that nobody asked you to do, but you just want to do it simply because this is the way in which we can express our love and devotion, we are moving to the third part. Love without duty is divinity. This is how we get connected to the Guru and understand what he expects us to do. It is like Hanuman who jumped across Lanka to give the ring to Sita. When he went there, he could have just given the ring and come back, as what the instruction of Sri Rama was. But he didn't do that. He went one step more, and he went and did all those work where he found out where are the guard houses, how many soldiers are standing, where are the gates that are in the palace, so that he knows that when Sri Rama comes, he will plan his attack, and basically he will need to be given a blueprint. But that question was never asked. Sri Rama never told him. But then why did Hanuman do? It comes at the level of the feeling. This level of the feeling is what we should now move to. On Guru Purnima Day, we really pray to Bhagavan, may this feeling come more and more. May Bhagavan prompt us intrinsically. Because Swami said that in Jnana Vahini, Bhagavan mentioned that unless our questioning is intense, the doors will not open. So we must question, and we must have intensity in our questioning, and that is what that will increase our commitment. So dear brothers and sisters, number one, we need our Guru, spiritual Guru, because it's only through the spiritual Guru we'll get complete guidance for our journey, so that we get a total fulfillment. And how the Swamijis and how the Swamis do this is because, or how Bhagavan does this is because for us to understand our own mind. Only by understanding the mind, by practicing the values, we will be able to transcend the mind and reach the spiritual realm. Then to continuously stay at that requires us to be committed. And to be committed, we must now move from the realm of just at this normal level where duty without love is deplorable, to slowly evolving our commitment, slowly evolving our concern, our care, our compassion, towards the third part where love without duty is divinity. It is here that we feel completely that Swami, that we are the instrument of Bhagavan, that we are completely connected to Swami, and then we listen intensively to what he is saying, and we are continuously prompted by what Swami wants us to do. And in this journey, the river slowly will move and reach the ocean in which we experience the oneness. This is the journey, and this is the real reason why we need a Guru, spiritual Guru in our life. May Bhagavan bless us on this day, and may he give us stamina and strength to be committed to the journey, so that our own respective rivers merge with his ocean. Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
Embodiments of love.
ఎంతకాలం నుండియో మీ యొక్క జీవితాన్నంతా కూడాను పెడమార్గం పట్టించి అనేక అనుమానముల చేతను సందేహముల చేతను జీవితం చాలా అల్లకల్లోలంగా మారిపోతున్నది.
For long you have been treading along the wrong path, full of doubts and confusion.
ఏది రైట్ ఏది రాంగ్,
What is right and what's wrong?
కేవలం దీనికి మూల కారణం నీ వ్యక్తిగా భావిస్తున్నావు.
The main reason is you consider yourself as separate individual.
సమష్టి.
You are not individual, but you are collective
సమష్టి కాదు
form.
సృష్టి.
And you are cosmic form, creation.
సృష్టి కాదు పుష్టి. పుష్టి కాదు పరమేష్టి.
It is not mere pushti, the strength, but
కాబట్టి
it is
పరమేష్టి
parameshti,
నీవే,
divinity.
పుష్టి నీవే, సమష్టి నీవే, సృష్టి నీవే.
Therefore, you are the divinity, you are the cosmic form, and you are this
వ్యక్తి
creation.
అనేటువంటి వాడు శక్తి అనేటువంటి పుష్టిని మనం సంపాదించుకోవాలి.
Therefore, we should gain the strength of energy.
తరువాతనే దాని యొక్క విధమైనటువంటి సృష్టిని మనం చెయ్యాలి.
And then it leads to creation.
ఈ సృష్టి యొక్క శక్తియే పరమాత్మని యొక్క పరమేష్టి.
The power of this creation is the divinity.
కనుకనే అందరు కూడా భగవత్ స్వరూపులే.
So all are forms of
ఎవరు
divine.
తక్కువ ఎక్కువ అనేటువంటిది లేదు.
There is nothing like low and
ఇప్పుడు మీరు
high.
అనుకుంటారు స్వామికి ఉన్నటువంటి శక్తి మాకు వస్తుందా అని మీరు అనుకుంటారు.
You may feel, will I have that power of Swami?
ఫాలో మీ, తప్పక నేను ఇస్తాను, ఆ శక్తి నీకు వస్తుంది. మీ ఎందుకు ఆ శక్తి ఉన్నది.
Bhagavan tells you, follow me, I'll give you my
కానీ ఆ
power.
శక్తిని మీరు అనుసరించటం లేదు.
But you don't follow him.
ఈ ఆనందం మీకు కావాలి.
You want that state of bliss.
నిజంగా అనుసరిస్తే ఈ ఆనందం మన వెంటనే ఉంటున్నది.
If you really follow, you'll find the bliss
కానీ
following
వెంట
you.
మాత్రమే కాదు, వెంట గంట ఇంట కంట అంతలక ఉంటున్నది ఈ యొక్క ఆనందం.
You find the bliss always with you, in you, around you always.
కనుక నీవే ఆనంద స్వరూపుడు.
You are the embodiment of bliss.
నీ ఆనందం నీలో ఉంటుంటే బయట ఆనందం కోసం నువ్వెందుకు ప్రాకులాడాలి?
When that bliss is within you, why do you struggle hard to find it
ఈ జగత్తులో
outside?
నాకు అనేందో ఆనందం చిక్కుతుందని నువ్వు భావిస్తున్నావు.
You think that the bliss is present in the
జగత్తులో
world.
ఏమాత్రము ఆనందం లేదు.
There is no bliss in the world.
అంతా నీ యందే ఉంటుండాలి.
It is within you immanent.
రిఫ్లెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇన్నర్ బీయింగ్.
Everything is a reflection of the inner being.
కనుక బ్రహ్మతత్వం అనేటువంటిది అంతా నీ స్వరూపమే.
So you are the embodiment of Brahman.
నీవే బ్రహ్మగా నీవు భావించు.
Consider yourself as Brahma.
క్రమక్రమేణా నీవు ఎల్లప్పుడు కూడా నేను బ్రహ్మ నేను బ్రహ్మ నేను బ్రహ్మ అనేటువంటి దీంతో నీవు విశ్వసించు.
Slowly, gradually you repeat and feel that you are Brahman.
నీవే బ్రహ్మగా మారిపోతావు.
Then you transform yourself into Brahma.
చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు కెమెరా ఉంటుండాలి.
Here is camera.
ఆ కెమెరా ఒకవైపు నా వైపు తిప్పి స్విచ్ వేస్తే నా పిక్చర్ అందులో పోయి పడిపోతుంది.
If you turn this camera lens towards Swami and put on the switch, you will find
అదే
his
రీతిగా నీ
picture.
మైండ్ అనేటువంటిది ఈ మైండ్ అనేటువంటి దానికి ఏకాగ్రత అనేటువంటి యొక్క లెన్స్ ఉంటుండాలి.
This mind has got this lens of concentration.
దానిని బ్రహ్మ వైపుని తిప్పు.
Turn it towards Brahma.
బుద్ధి అనే స్విచ్ వేయి.
And put on the switch of
ఆ
intellect.
యొక్క బ్రహ్మ వచ్చి నీలో పిక్చర్ అయిపోతుంది.
And you will have the picture of Brahma immediately.
మన దేహమే ఒక కెమెరా.
Our body is a camera.
మన మైండే ఒక లెన్స్.
Mind is our lens.
మన భావమే ఒక పిక్చర్.
Feeling is a picture.
ఫిలిము.
That the film is the picture.
బుద్ధే స్విచ్.
Intellect is the switch.
మన దృష్టి దైవ దృష్టి.
And our vision, our looks
అప్పుడే
is
దైవ
divine.
దృష్టిని పెట్టినప్పుడు మనలోనే దైవత్వం వచ్చి ప్రవేశిస్తుంది.
And once you turn Godward, it will come
అందుకోసమనే
into you.
స్వామి అనేక విధములుగా మీకు చెప్తుంటాడు.
So Bhagavan tells us in varied
నాయన
form.
ఇది చేయవద్దు, అది చేయవద్దు, ఇది చెయ్యి, అది చెయ్యి. ఎందుకోసం? నా కోసం కాదు.
Bhagavan refers to do's and don'ts, not for his own sake.
నిన్ను బ్రహ్మతత్వంలో ప్రవేశింపచేసే కోసమని,
To make you Brahman,
ఈ
he
బ్రహ్మ
teaches you.
సత్యాన్ని నీకు బోధించే నిమిత్తమై
Teach you the truth of Brahma.
ఈ పవిత్రమైనటువంటి జీవితాన్ని ఆదర్శవంతమైన జీవితంగా రూపొందించడానికై
To make this sacred life ideal, to demonstrate to others.
కనుక ప్రతి మానవుడు కూడా ఐడియల్ మ్యాన్ గా తయారు కావాలి.
So every man should transform into an ideal man.
అనగా ఏమిటి?
What does it mean?
దైవం ఏ రీతిగా అందరికీ సాక్షిభూతమో ప్రతి మానవుడు కూడా అందరికీ సాక్షిభూతుడిగా ఉండాలి.
Just as God is an eternal witness, every man should stand as a witness.
Swami has laid out a huge array of spiritual practices that you can follow, that you can carry out. Because at the end, what he seeks from us is that we attain this connection and this union with God. So, as I mentioned before, it takes so little from us to carry out his teachings. But when we do it, when we carry out his teachings, when we put them into practice, we obtain amazing results. And one of the most amazing results is actually knowing that you can attain this level of union with God. I personally have undertaken several spiritual practices that have really made me feel this union with God. And it's a feeling you can't really experience or expect to obtain from anywhere else in the world, from any worldly sources. You really have to go inside, go within, try to establish that connection with Swami, with God. And when you do it, you feel complete. It's such a level of completeness in yourself that you finally feel like you don't need anything else. You finally reached your goal. So that's the beauty of following Swami, is that his teachings will not only bring immense benefits to you in the worldly aspect of your life, but also in the spiritual development. You will feel immense bliss, immense happiness, real authentic happiness, real authentic peace, which you can only obtain when you connect with Swami.
What was it that Swami came to teach us? As Swami himself said, when the divine comes down as avatar, it is for one purpose only. You should note that the divine comes as avatar only to teach mankind the truth about love. Many of the teachings Swami gave me in my interviews were about love. In one interview, just after Christmas in 1989, Swami talked about how essential love and unity are. He described how devotees from all over the world had come together for Christmas, united by their love for him. And he said, they have united. That is real purity. That is real divinity. When unity is there, purity is automatically there. Where there is unity and purity together, divinity is there as love. Where there is no unity, where is this love? Where is divinity? The Swami poured himself out as an offering of selfless love to unite all mankind. What should we offer Swami at Guru Purnima in gratitude for his love? Swami once told me in an interview, you need to give as gifts to God only two things. Only two things. One is pure love. The second is selfless service. I want pure love and selfless service. Swami said that he is love. So Swami is present with you and he lives in you as love. He is present around you as the love in the heart of all you meet. Seeing him as that love and serving him as the love in all hearts is the best gift that we can give Baba on Guru Purnima. Om Jai Sai Ram.
Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. On this auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima, with love, gratitude and reverence, I offer the 2022 annual report at the divine lotus feet of our Guru and God, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. This annual report covers the highlights of the spiritual, educational, medical, environmental, disaster relief, and other service activities done with love and dedication by the members and officers of Sri Satya Sai International Organization in 114 countries around the world during the period January to December 2022. I appreciate the valuable contribution by the members and the officers of the Sri Satya Sai International Organization, including the zone chairs, committee chairs, and young adults. I thank the annual report team led by Dr. Anupam Ganguly, the chairman of the media committee, for their valuable time, hard work, and commitment in compiling this beautiful and inspiring report. I request all of you to visit the satsai.org website to read and share this wonderful annual report with your friends, family, devotees, and colleagues. I pray to our Lord, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, to bless us with more and more opportunity to serve in this sacred divine mission with love and unity. Jai Sai Ram.
जी की जय जयकार, गुरु नानक जी की जय जयकार, गुरु नानक जी की जय जयकार, गुरु नानक जी की जय जयकार। जो बोले सो होवे निहाल, जो बोले सो होवे निहाल, जो बोले सो होवे निहाल, जो बोले सो होवे निहाल। साई ले लो सलाम, अल्लाह साई ले लो सलाम, मौला साई ले लो सलाम, मौला साई ले लो सलाम। सलाम सलाम लाखों सलाम, सलाम सलाम लाखों सलाम, सलाम सलाम मेरा सलाम, सलाम सलाम मेरा सलाम। यीशु पिता प्रभु साई राम, यीशु पिता प्रभु साई राम, यीशु पिता प्रभु साई राम, यीशु पिता प्रभु साई राम। बुद्ध ज़ोरास्ट्र महावीर नाम, बुद्ध ज़ोरास्ट्र महावीर नाम, बुद्ध ज़ोरास्ट्र महावीर नाम। सलाम लाखों सलाम 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 लाखों सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम गुरु नानक जी की जय जयकार गुरु नानक जी की जय जयकार जो बोले सो होवे निहाल जो बोले सो होवे निहाल अल्लाह साई ले लो सलाम अल्लाह साई ले लो सलाम मौला साई ले लो सलाम हे मौला साई ले लो सलाम 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 लाखों सलाम 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 लाखों सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम 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 मेरा सलाम यीशु पिता प्रभु साई राम यीशु पिता प्रभु साई राम बुद्ध जोरास्त्र महावीर नाम बुद्ध जोरास्त्र महावीर नाम बुद्ध जोरास्त्र महावीर नाम बुद्ध जोरास्त्र महावीर नाम सलाम सलाम लाखों सलाम 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 लाखों सलाम साई ले लो सलाम साई ले लो सलाम 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 लाखों 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 सलाम 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 ले लो सलाम 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 ले लो सलाम Whoever chants the name of God attains the final goal of liberation. Peace unto you 1,000 times, peace and salutations. Whoever chants the name of God attains the final goal of liberation. Peace unto you 1,000 times, peace and salutations. Whoever chants the name of God attains the final goal of liberation. Peace unto you 1,000 times, peace and salutations. Whoever chants the name of God attains the final goal of liberation. Peace unto you 1,000 times, peace and salutations. Whoever chants the name of God attains the final goal of liberation. Peace unto you 1,000 times, peace and salutations. Whoever chants the name of God attains the final goal of liberation. Peace unto you 1,000 times, peace and salutation.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक कल्कि महेश्वर ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीधरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पना आश्रित कल्पना समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु